Hi students, today we are starting our next topic of the chapter, that is fluid mosaic model. This model was given by Singal and Nicholson in 1972. According to this model, the lipid bilayer and integral proteins appear like a mosaic arrangement, and the quasi-fluid nature of lipids enables the lateral movement of the proteins within the overall bilayer. This ability of protein to move within the membrane indicate the fluidity of lipid part. This is fluid mosaic model. As you can see, sugar molecules, protein molecules, and this is lipid layer. Now fluidity of membrane. The fluidity of membrane is important from the point of view of interaction of molecules within the membrane as well as the other functions like formation of intercellular junction, cellular growth, secretion, endocytosis and cell division, etc. Passage of substances across the membrane occurs mainly by two methods: active and passive transport. We are starting with active transport. It is the movement of molecules across the membrane against concentration gradient, that is lower to higher concentration. It is an energy dependent process in which ATP is utilized. It occurs in few ions and molecules. Polar molecules requires a carrier protein of the membrane to facilitate their transport across the membrane because they cannot pass through the non-polar lipid bilayer. Passive transport. It is the mode of movement of molecules or substances across the membrane without any requirement of energy. It can be further of following three types. Osmosis. It is the process by which water molecules pass through a membrane from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. Simple diffusion. It is the process in which neutral molecules move across the membrane along the concentration gradient from, that is, higher to lower concentration, example gases and small molecules. Facilitated diffusion. In this process, the molecules are transported along concentration gradient by the help of ion channels and permeases. Energy is not required in this process. Now, difference between active and passive transport. Active transport, in this process energy is required. Here energy is not required. It is a rapid process. It is slow process. It occurs usually against the concentration gradient. Here it occurs along the concentration gradient. It is highly selective. It is non-selective. It requires carrier protein. It occurs without carrier molecules or proteins. Now, function of cell membrane. It is selectively permeable or semi-permeable, means it allows only selected substances to pass inside. It protects the cell from injury. Membrane have carrier proteins for active transport. Cell membrane contains enzyme which perform certain reaction on their surface. Example ATPase, phosphatase, etc. Now cell wall. It was first discovered by Robert Hooke, that is 1665. It is a rigid and non-living structure which forms an outer covering of the plasma membrane. Cell wall is metabolically active in nature and is capable of growth. Its thickness varies from 0.1 to 10 pm. Cell wall not only gives shape to the cell and protects the cell from mechanical damage and infection. In fact, it also helps in cell-to-cell interaction and provides barrier to undesirable macromolecule. Chemical composition. The cell wall of the alga is made up of cellulose, galactans, mannese and minerals like calcium carbonate, etc. While cell wall of plant is composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectins and proteins. Now, structure of cell wall. On the basis of the structure, cell wall is differentiated into three parts. Middle lamella. It is the layer mainly made up of calcium and magnesium pectase. It cements the cell wall of two adjoining cells together. It is absent on the outer side of the surface cells. Middle lamella along with a cell wall transferred by plasmodesmata which connects cytoplasm of neighboring cell. Primary cell wall. It is produced inner to the middle lamella in a young and growing cell. It is capable of growth and extension. It tends to diminish gradually as the cell attains maturity. Now, secondary cell wall. The thick secondary cell wall is formed of inner towards membrane to the primary cell. As the cell gets fully matured, its composition is similar to primary wall. Function. Cell wall possesses following function. It helps to provide a definite shape to the cell and also protect protoplasm against any mechanical injury. It also helps in cell to cell interaction. It provides barrier to undesirable macromolecule and attack of pathogen. Now, endomembrane system. The endomembrane system consists of nuclear envelope, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes and vacuoles suspended in the cytoplasm. These are considered together as an endomembrane system because their functions are coordinated with each other. In spite of this, that each membranous organelle is distinct in terms of its structure and functioning. Now we are starting with ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is a complicated system of membranous channel and flattened vesicles. It is physically continuous with the outer membrane of the nuclear envelope. It is revealed from the electron microscope studies of eukaryotic cell that there is a presence of network or reticulum of tiny tubular structure that are being scattered in the cytoplasm. Endoplasmic reticulum is known to be absent in prokaryote but is present in all eukaryotic cell. It divides the intracellular spaces into two main compartments, that is luminal, that is inside ER compartment or means endoplasmic reticulum compartment. Number 2, extraluminal or cytoplasmic compartment. Now types of endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum are mainly of two types depending upon the nature of its membrane, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum SER, where absence of ribosome. It is present in cell where ribosome act as a major site for synthesis of lipids and also help in synthesis of steroids hormone in animal cell. Rough endoplasmic reticulum RER, where absence of ribosome is there. They have tough membrane because they bear ribosomes being attached to the surfaces. They are actively being seen in cells which have their involvement in synthesis and secretion of proteins. Now functions. Endoplasmic reticulum possesses the following functions. It provides support to the colloidal cytoplasmic matrix. It helps in rapid intracellular transport. It contains a variety of enzymes for various metabolic process, that is ATPase, phosphatase, etc.